Hey everyone, in this video I'll be doing a camera test on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. As you can see right now, I am outside and we're going to be testing all the brand new features of the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So currently right now I am recording in 1080p at 60 frames per second, which is why well, you'll only be seeing this in 1080p at 60 frames per second, which is why I'm recording at that resolution and frame rate. But you can go all the way up to 4K 30 frames per second or 4K at 60 frames per second. So this is just a test on just regular video on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So I'm going to show you some of the new features with the Pro Max, what it offers, and do a little test on all the new features. So first off, we're going to test out the zoom features. So right now we're recording at 1x. Now let's transition over to the ultra wide lens. As you can see, that transition, and it can capture a lot more area without me having to move around or anything. Let's go back to 1x. Let's do 2x now, and 3x. Back to 2x, 1x, and 5x, or 0.5x, sorry. So right now, we're going to test out the new feature on the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is called the action mode. Basically what it is it's basically a gimbal-like video format for when you record. So if you have a lot of things going on, like if you're doing a lot of running or lots of actions going on in your recording, it basically tries to stabilize your video as much as it can. This can record up to 2.8K resolution at 60 frames per second. Right now I'm currently recording at 1080p 60 frames per second. So we're going to test out the new action mode feature. So we're just going to do a little run and see how it goes. So let's go ahead. Now we're going to do the same test again, but this time I've turned off the action mode. So we're going to do a little run and see how stabilized it is without action mode. Now this time we're going to try the action mode feature, but in the ultra wide lens format. So we're just going to do our test again with action mode enabled. So let's do a little run. So same thing again, we're recording with the ultra wide lens, but this time without action mode enabled. So we're going to do our test again with no action mode. So now we're testing out the new cinematic mode on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So Apple has updated the resolution now, so it can now record in 4K at 30 frames per second or 24 frames per second. So right now I am focused on the tree trunk, and now I'll transition the focus to the background, and we'll transition back to the tree trunk. As you can see, it is quite smooth. It's not perfect. As you can see, the edges of the tree trunk is kind of faded, but the transition between the focus points is pretty smooth. So now I'm going to show you some sample photos taken from the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So each picture is a picture of this tree right here. So first off, I'm going to show you the ultra wide photo taken on the Pro Max. Now a photo at we're using the regular lens or 1x. Now we're going to zoom in at 2x, and so here is the photo of that. And now 3x. So you can zoom in all the way up to 15x using the photo, but the photos turn out really fuzzy and grainy, so I don't recommend that. So just use the regular pre-fixed zoom options on the iPhone